Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 26. Today we're playing a little bit of Viktor Lulu. And there's three things with this deck that really wanted me to put it together. And so the first one, I really like playing with Lulu and then Boom Baboom plus Flame Chompers. The Flame Chompers Lulu is just extremely powerful. You see it quite a bit in the Yordles and Arms-based Lulu decks, the Lulu Fizzes, whatever you're calling them these days. Just incredibly, incredibly powerful to drop the Boom Baboon on 2. And then on turn 3, play a Lulu and then burst out of Flame Chompers. Or if not, if you're on the even attacks, you can play a Lulu on turn 4 and then discard a Boom Baboon to a Zonite Urchin. Gets you in kind of the same place. That 4/4 Challenger is just extremely, extremely powerful. Thing number 2, we are seeing tons and tons of decks out here sporting Ambush. Basically, all of the Viktor decks these days are playing Ambush. You can look to take advantage of Viktor and Ballistic Bot growing, and then attacking your opponent with the elusive unit for 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 damage, whatever. And so we aren't looking to play Ambush here today. It has a lot of strings attached to it. You have to be generating a lot of cards. We aren't generating nearly as many cards as you would see out of like a Viktor Riven deck. But we can still get elusive out of the Ghost. And so Ghost also incredibly relevant that it costs 1 mana less. This does let us make some of these plays as to where we attack with Lulu on turn 3 and are able to give her elusive. And so one of the kind of curves you'll see with this deck that just chunks tons of damage into your opponent is where you say play a Young Witch on turn 2, a Lulu on turn 3, and then you ghost the Lulu. You get to attack with her. 3/3 elusive gets through. They turn your other elusive into a 4/4, chunk in for 7 elusive. Gets you really close to just closing out the game. Because then as you come around for your next attack, you can boost the Young Witch again, and you usually don't care if Lulu gets blocked at that point. She's already done her work. And so Ghost does kind of like double duty in this deck as to where it can be good early to chunk through a Lulu, or it can be good late with the kind of standard gigantic Viktor or the gigantic Ballistic Bot. Thing number 3 we wanted to talk about here is we are bringing in more of the elusives. We have Everyone's Friend and Gringlade Duo, and that also lends to us playing Young Witch. And so Young Witch does, as we like to talk about Young Witch in Expedition, she's wanting some of these earlier game plays, right? It kind of sucks to have a Young Witch on turn 2 with no 1-drop, and so if we get to boost a Forged Chief or a Zonite Urchin in the early game, it's extremely, extremely powerful with the Young Witch. She also pulls kind of double duty in here with the Flame Chompers, letting us get the 1-attack quick attack. She can boost Lulu, so Lulu can safely attack. Lots of good combos coming out of the Young Witch. And so that is kind of the cycle of things we're looking to do. Looking to be a powerful elusives deck, wanting to take advantage of Lulu, get all of the combos in on our Flame Chompers that we can. And then, as we talked about a lot in Expedition, when it comes to Viktor, it comes to Ballistic Bot, you have to have a way to give them elusive or quick attack or overwhelm. If you just have, a 10 attack Ballistic Bot trading with your opponent's 2-drop, that's not a very good deal, but you can close out a lot of games if you give it the quick attack with the Young Witch or the elusive with the Ghost. And so, pretty powerful stuff. That's what we'll be running with here today. But before we can dive in, you know what we have to do? We have to go and turn something premium. And so we're pretty closed out. Everything here is all done. Our only options are the Viktor and the Hatchling, and we're going to take the cost-efficient route here. Boost up the Hatchling. It's pretty powerful in this deck, though. You do run into like a lot of these boards to where you and your opponent interact with each other for a bit. They've killed a bunch of your stuff. You killed a bunch of their stuff. You kind of have like, 2 1/1 Poros, and then you have a Young Witch on the board or something, and then just boosting all of those units gives a pretty good path to victory. And so I've been pretty happy with it here. All right, as we mentioned, jumping right into the Viktor Riven. See how it goes. We're ready to come out here and block each other's 1-drops. So here, as far as these starts go, we're on the even attacks, and so I'm definitely happy for the duo. I think we can get rid of the Urchin here and just look for a little bit more longevity. I always like to trade out the burn spells, though. All right, double duo draw. Pretty powerful stuff. No 1-drop from the opponent. And if he has like a Rune Forger here, I'm fine to trade. If he has a Ballistic Bot, then we were in the same spot we already were, right? This isn't a fantastic attack, but we're just getting in for 2 damage with the duo anyways. Might get to attack on our next turn if we want to boost it with the Lulu. pretty okay to trade Lulu for these ballistic bots. I think we might be coming in with the Forge Chief next turn. Oh, maybe not. That is a little on the unfortunate side. Looks like we will be boosting our duos. Flame chompers. It's tempting. It can handily deal with a daring Poro if we want. I assume he's just going to drop a second daring Poro here since we have two Green Glade duos. But we have answers to them. Okay. Here comes the next one. It's like he has to be adding these Poros in on our board. Okay. Assume he's going to take a trade onto Lulu with the Ballistic Bot. But this is the kind of space to where we can maybe build up to a Windfairy Hatchling now. It doesn't look like it's going to be a game ender because his board is paired up quite nicely against ours, but it's a... If we can make kind of just like the 4 Demacia, kill all of your opponent's units play, won't complain about that. Young Witch ready for battle. All right. This is the unfortunate space here. We can't get this Windfairy Hatchling going for our next attack. It's going to have to be 2 attacks from now.
Heart and blade, both broken.
Okay. Riven's pretty ignorable. All right. Well, Forge Chief, you fought valiantly. You did it. You prevented the damage. I think, like, if we drop the Young Witch, we can just open next turn. I'm not, like, excited about Mystic Shotting whatever he blocks the Green Glade duo with, but I think that's just kind of the world we're in right now. We need to do the quick attack hook on the Daring, and then Mystic Shot whatever gets thrown in front of our other Green Glade duo, because that's the way we're going to end up winning this game, is with the Windfairy Hatchling on our next attack. You discard one? He doesn't have the visible Poro anymore. Oh, he's just got 2 on the board. There, that's where the other one went. I mathed it. I figured it out. Okay. So he should just have 2 fragments next turn. He needs like a Rune Forger to get the Riven Sword together. We should be like relatively safe, especially if he hits like the +2 attack fragment on his Riven instead of the Overwhelm. So, of course, we always got to fade some kind of dumb shit from Viktor. Lifesteal is about as dumb shit as it gets. So I guess we just have to deal like an actual million damage this game. Okay. Might be able to make it out of this. Don't really care about his units surviving. I'm still just going to go ahead and throw down Viktor. He can come in and block the Riven. Oh, he hit Challenger on Viktor. Just like the actual worst collection of cards he hit. Like the only thing that could have been worse is if he hit like Scout Overwhelm. All right. Impact on Viktor isn't the worst. I don't think he's going to like survive this combat, but if he does survive, we might be able to get in a point of damage with him next turn. I have to assume he's going to like hook the Green Glade duo with Viktor, go back up to 20. We'll play Windfairy Hatchling next turn, but then that's only going to hit for like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a little bit short of 20. We need that extra 5 damage out of the Green Glade duo. Is that Overwhelm as well? All right, good job, guy. Okay. That's what we commonly refer to as the have-it-alls. It's what it is. On to the next one. Okay. So, you all might take notice of this. Did you see this? You come up here and you do a little thinking, and it's like, oh shit, Bust's got some kind of red thing on his hand. Yeah, so if you're a little life tip, right? I know you all go out here and watch all the Runeterra videos. You definitely watch people that are better than me at the game. But the one delivering you the good life tips. No one's out here teaching you how to change electrical outlets and shit and how to navigate the adult world. And so this is a little lesson for all you all out there is you're making a sandwich, right? You're an adult, so you have fancy bread. You got to cut the bread in half. So you're holding one half of the bread in this hand, get your knife in the other hand, and you just start cutting at it, right? That's the way everybody does it. You just cut it like directly at your hand. Turns out, once you get through the bread, you're down to skin down here, right? And then you're just running your knife into your skin. You'll have to go to the doctor for that. So that's what happened to us today. I was fixing a sandwich this morning, adjusting the bread because I'm an adult. I don't just eat sliced white bread like some kind of savage. And took a big chunk out of my skin. Pretty cool. But I made it. I survived. I got lucky with it in terms of I didn't have to go to the emergency room. Just sit with all the actual sick people. I went to the nurse clinic. They said, I can't deal with that. You got to go to the urgent care. You're kind of coin flipping if they can deal with it. And we got there and they're like, fuck, maybe we can deal with it. And then they did, thankfully. So, turned out good at the end of the day. But all right, back to the action here. This does look like the Teemo Caitlyn deck, so I do care about this Teemo. Sometimes you'll see Teemo coming out of the Yordles and Arms decks. They're just playing him as a Piltover unit. That's not what opponent here is doing. And so happy enough to come in and just take that Teemo down. And then we might as well just bank here. I was hoping to get to play Boom Baboon this turn. And then next turn we could play the Green Glade Duo. We play the Zonite Urchin. We discard the Flame Chompers. We hook something with the little guy. But it didn't quite play out that way. Oh shit, I played the wrong one. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I meant to play Green Glade Duo here. Guess that works out with the Poison Dart, but definitely not the unit I intended on playing. This is going to go poorly. Yep. Going poorly. All right, on to the next combo. Easy peasy. Okay, never blocking Caitlyn. Get them Hex Core upgrades. Maybe we can do something this turn. Fearsome. Pretty irrelevant. Uh-oh, surprise, we got a ghost in hand. Look out, my dude. Alright, interesting collection of elusives we've now assembled. But let's start with the Viktor. Give our opponent a chance to drop some stuff before we just bring the elusive squad down on him. Sure. Rip Viktor. I can say, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. So, do we want to come in and take down the Otterpuss? I think I'm willing to just get that point of damage in. The next turn we can just try and get excited Caitlyn. I don't think we're in like a super hurry here. I guess if we want, instead of taking down the Otterpuss, we can do like this. So we have a real legitimate attacker in the Zonite Urchin. We just put a point of damage on the Flame Chompers, fine. If opponent hits it with a trap, it's a kind of, okay, we have another one in hand. Okay, that worked out. Oh, a little scarier. All right, you gotta fade these things with your Green Glade Duo on the board. Okay, then how close to lethal are we next turn? We can, I think we want to just take the bonus damages off of these. We'll be at 7 mana, banked up to 3. Yeah, let's just pass. Not super worried about any of these blocks that he's about to make. That's a little scarier. Cool. The downside to this board, we can drop the Boom Baboon, but we don't have the space to get the Flame Chompers going. I think we still... It costs 3 mana. Do we want... Well, if we play the Zonite Urchin, we can't play Ghost. I guess we can. If we say Ghost, the Boom Baboon, that's going to be 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So even we don't have to play the Urchin, right? Now the scary thing would be if like they have a removal spell. There's like not really anything we can do about that. Let me recount this real quick. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. Okay. Game says lethal. You know, non-zero chance that they have a burn spell, but we shouldn't be like dying next turn. Pokey stick, okay. Yeah. Sad noises. The worrisome thing we run into here. It's not so much like worrying about this deck. It's a little bit scarier to be playing against Ezreal Caitlyn, where they have just an actual ton of removal spells. 2 burn, okay. No traps, beautiful. So we probably need to be... Oh, we're probably dead now. Yep. Damn. Not the good place to be. That's certainly not a wonderful place to be running our 1 health units. The sad day for Greenglade Duo. Again, like this is something I'm like kind of interested in, given that the Pokey Sticks aren't around as much. But I actually have played with quite a bit of Caitlyn Teemo, and it just gets annihilated by anything that isn't a Sundisk deck. And so I was looking to play some Caitlyn Teemo because that's one of the things that the people enjoy. But it was just too bad. It was like literally, are we playing Sundisk? Then we'll probably win. Are we playing literally any other deck in the game? Nope. Nope. Guess we aren't winning. Alright. Let's see if he drops a Greenglade Duo. He does. Alright, get to battle, everyone. Definitely happy to take his units down here. Like, we're going to be the control deck in this matchup. He's going to be the one trying to aggro us and do his big combo things. If we can get 2 of his payoff units off of the board, that feels like a pretty big win. Okay.
See what we see, soldier.
And Victor's ready to party next turn. Pretty big sparring student. Not gonna lie, I did the mathematics on that one. He's pretty big. I don't really care about these ground-based units anymore. So let's just go ahead and kill his units with them. Maybe we get to take away some of his like recall plays with this. Now we got to count on Viktor to do some work. Not really his forte. He's a little slow here. Just gonna hit him with a bounce spell. I don't think that's horrible. Life steal's pretty good though. Yeah. A block. Say prevent that damage. Not getting me today. 1 damage, get out of here.
Do not see what is, see what will be.
So that would be a Twin Disciplines coming out of this?
Remember this day. The order is given.
prevents the most damage with the block onto the sparring student. Are we ever going to hook anything with the flame chompers? It's like, maybe. It would be 2 attack tokens from now before we could use the Windfarer Hatchling. I just don't think we're gonna get anything out of it. So let's switch the blocks around this way so we put less damage on Viktor.
Stand down. Another brilliant design. No materials, no improvements.
Fury, pretty worthless. But here comes that whole elusive thing. All the ghosts anyone could need. We will not be needing 2 of those. This is pretty brutal if opponent drops a Green Glade Duo. That would have been like one of the reasons to potentially hang on. Potentially hang on to the Flame Chompers. Pretty painful. Got the Fury coming out on Viktor though. At least get some bonus damages in. Oh, has he got the Twin Disciplines? Fuck. I thought that was going to come down last turn, but... we're so fucked. Okay. Alright, what's the maximum damage we can get here? We have to Ghost this turn. We are still kind of like back in this space to where... If we get back to our next attack token, we can still win the game with the Windfarer Hatchling. It's going to be a matter of does opponent have a bunch of Blade Dances? If they can like Blade Dance and attack multiple times, then we're kind of screwed. If they only get the 1 attack in, then we should be okay. I don't feel like hitting the Green Glade Duo does anything. Let's just lead with the Ignition. Like... We're in this spot, right, as to where we might have to play the Windfarer Hatchling this turn to stop his attacks. But if we play it, we can't win next turn. Yep, that's what he needed. The Flawless Duet's going to be what kills us. Fuck. All right. We can hit Irelia with... yeah, we can hit her with the Duet on the stack. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Okay. So if he... Being able to Blade Surge her into combat, we're just dead now. Oh my gosh, these games are so close. It's like they're just like one little touch away from being able to take these down. But that is kind of interesting in that there was a note put out on Reddit in the past couple of days where people don't really take into account too much the effect of just like the small changes on the patches. Just taking Gnar down from a 4 attack to a 3 attack doesn't seem like that big of a deal. But it's kind of like the combination of all of the changes put together just makes such a big difference. And the thing, like, I don't know if the math really works out like this, but if you just kind of think of the Gnar change only, and if that was enough to drop his win rate 2%, it's not something that you feel very frequently, right? That's something that you're just going to see, 1 in 50 games. 2% would be like one every 50. And if it's just happening in 2% of games, you're not really going to feel it. But that's like what it takes. If your deck's win rate is, say 51%, people will consider that to be one of the positive meta decks. But if your win rate's 49%, then nobody wants to play it. And so it's kind of curious how that stuff like tones it all down. But then it's like, as we look at a deck like this and just like how extremely close all those games have been, it's just like, well, what if we just had just a little bit more, just that little bit extra to punch on through. Could have gotten us a W, perhaps. Here, it's like I'm tempted to just discard Ghost, but it feels like we're just running out of stuff in hand. We're going to be ready with the Viktor next turn, but... maybe we do just discard the Poro Cannon. That feels a little better. It's like as we're eyeballing him having this elusive and Zoe, we're discarding, or we're kind of like banking on our elusive card to win the game. But I think this is okay. I could definitely see him putting like Zoe in front of the duo now, and that kind of feels like a win. I wouldn't be surprised to see him try to like star chart into a cheap unit, but not sure what they're trying to bank this 3 mana for. Mystic Shot's fine. All right, Viktor, roll some of them good dice for us. need some little victories here. Oh man, are we gonna play Viktor and then Ghost into Zoe? It's so tempting the things we can do here. Whether or not that's ghosting Lulu, or I'd definitely be pretty happy to just try and ghost Zoe down. It's like we're gonna get it. All right, what you picking up, Viktor? Impact. Okay. Oh, the forge shifts. Just ready for battle. Ready to load us up on all this mana we can't use. Ooh, quick attack. Nice. That lets us Lulu one of the chiefs now. Sure.
Remember, we're the ones who make progress happen.
Here I am! Wherever here is. Faster.
Alright, so let's see if he takes the value block and gets nugged, or if he just tries to block Lulu. Completely fine. Get in for 8. Pretty close to lethal. He's got a ton of cards in hand, which is a little bit scary, but we might be able to get him into burn range on our next turn. This is especially good if he just plays like a big unit. Vi is not exactly the big unit I was hoping for, but the same thing kind of applies, right? If he spends all of his mana on one unit, we can add the Boom Baboon and potentially Flame Chomp in his expensive play. Really painful that he had a Spacey Sketcher. I'm gonna say now watch him come down and just drop the 0 attack Challenger. Guarantee you what's gonna happen with the way this day's been going. Oh, just a Moonsilver. Same deal, I guess. Let him get another unit on board. Okay, gotta just take down the Sketcher. He's just gonna block with it anyways, and this lets us hook the Vi with the Flame Chompers and then chunk in for 5. Gives us some outs between our Ballistic Bots and all of our burn spells. Hey, there's a Ballistic Bot. Maybe. One-time dealer. Fuck. Oh boy. Every time today. So much removal coming at us. Alright. Man. I'm not even sure if we're going to get a victory today. I feel like our practice games are going pretty decently. We've just been out here dropping straight into the dumpster. That's alright. We're having a good time. Okay, Thresh Vigio. Can't wait to see the withering wails coming at us from this guy. We do have this, like, the Urchin into Flame Chompers into Young Witch. I don't think it's going to be that powerful, but there's no reason to at least not start with the Urchin into the Flame Chompers. They do play a lot of, like, fading icon kind of units. I could see this definitely being a good quick attack with the Flame Chompers, and then if it doesn't pan out, we could still make a big attack on the Urchin. He didn't play anything, so we'll just spread the damage out. get us for some damages. I think this is an open. I want to add Viktor this turn, and he's not going to do too much on his own. So we can boost the Lulu. That gets her to flip. Flame Chomper's in onto the soldier. Okay. Alright, Pix, you're super cute. Let's let's see if we can't get ourselves a victory here. Concussive Palm, alright. Now we can switch into the elusives a little bit. I'm not opposed to overriding some of this stuff. He's got one of his own, a little awkward. Fury, hell yeah. Alright, get excited gets us really close. Alright, so we'll play the barrier onto Viktor. He might want to come down and block something this turn. So we'll protect him a little bit while we can. And then I'm looking to add 2 Greenglade duos this turn. Ooh, Scout. I don't think we'll get to use it, but always fun to pick up. Alright, well maybe there's a world where he doesn't attack here, so let's just go ahead and start dropping units. Okay.
Come on, Rim. They'll never see us coming. Let's move.
So like one of these. This gives us like maximum damage through our elusives, and then takes his elusive out of combat.
Your attack is obvious.
Withering Whale. So he's going to fall to 6 after that. Our Viktor falls in the process, which is okay. Alright. One of the most abysmal cards for our deck to have to face, but it is what it is. All right, that's one way to chase down a victory. It's not super safe if they're out here playing Vile Feasts and the like, but we got 7 damage a burn in hand. Maybe he'll just play something expensive and we can end it. Big EO is pretty close to that. All right, it's that all-in stage of the game everyone loves so much. Do they play Nopify? Does Nopify stop this? Not this time. Nope onto that one. All right, put us on the board for a victory. Man, I didn't think that was going to happen today. We'll get there eventually. We'll make one of these videos that we go 08 in, but not this one. Not this one. It's just because I lost all that blood today. I bled quite a bit. All woozy out here with my blood loss. Your boy Skinny P. Alright, so what are we going to do with this? This is one of those things to where, like, I liked a lot of the concepts of the deck, but you would run into draws like this that were awkward, as to where we have, like, some of the Boom Baboon draw, we have some of the Augment draw, we have, like, the Elusive and the Greenglade Duo, and like, you kind of just need to, like, pick a piece of it and run with it. And I'm ultimately, like, pretty worried about trying to run with Greenglade Duos against a Gnar deck. He is playing Darius Gnar, so I don't remember if that deck plays Pokesticks, though. Maybe we do go about it the other way. What do you think of this? Just hanging onto the Gringlade duo. I can get behind that. I was trying to think. Like, when we were playing Darius Nar, I don't feel like... Oh, that's... oh, that's like the worst mulligan 2022. But when we were playing it, I don't feel like we played Pokey Stick. I think it didn't make the cut. Oh my goodness. What a horrible draw. Well, that's a start. We should have led with the Gringlade duo as well. We're gonna miss out on a point of damage here.
Everything's better with company.
So are we ready to start punching in with Ghost? I think so.
Full speed ahead.
Right, then we're probably just gonna block his Ballista next turn. Have to see. We can chunk in a bunch of damage.
The winter's claw strikes.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
It's a big Tusk Speaker. So how much is this? 6, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16? We have to do something about something. It's just like, how do we feel about... I think what I'm kind of leaning towards is just Mystic Shotting the Ruthless Raider, accepting that we die to Decimate, and then seeing if we can't win the game next turn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus a Get Excited. And so I think that's our angle. Just say if you have Decimate, you win. But this will take us to 3. All right, here's the first one. Oh, a Ruthless Raider. Okay, okay, maybe. I was gonna say, oh shit, Bust, when'd you learn to do math? Oh, he said, oh my god, Bust boomed me for exacties. He said, I hope he ain't doing math on the video. He said, I can't be the one losing to Bust doing math problems. GG. All right, look at that. You can apparently just even win 2 games in a row with this deck. It's insane. Whew, what a horrible mulligan, though. Double Ghost, Get Excited. It's the only things that could have been worse than there would have been picking up Windfarer hatchlings. That's gross. All right, so we are up against the old Sundisk deck. We're definitely getting ready to Get Excited. I kind of like the start a little bit. Not a lot, but the kind of awkward thing you run into with these is you don't really want to be dropping off the ignitions too fast. I think we can keep this with the Young Witch. But Victor draws are bad. This flip is just so horrible. But here I was looking to bank the 1 mana, drop a Young Witch. I was going to play Ballistic Bot next turn, but now if we're going to be picking up Lulus, our story might change. Look at that, he even had the answer. If we had the Forge Chief 3-attack quick attack start, he shuts it down with Soothsayer. Ooh, that would have felt bad. Okay. That tasted purple. He's gonna be loading up all of our champions with the vulnerables, though. So how are we gonna go about this? Do we go for the damage straight up? Just look to boost Young Witch to a 4/4, or what are we gonna do? Depends on what he plays. You know, I could see an argument for all of these scenarios. Well, the scenarios have been limited now. Just coming in for the damage.
You are not welcome.
Been a pretty nice spot for a Poro Cannon. We could have blown up this board with one, but it's okay. Xerath with no landmarks. Okay. So we're probably gonna want to hit him with the Flame Chompers. I don't think this is going to be a Gringblade Duo-able board. Gringblade Duo-able? Are we going to do it with the Gringblade Duo? Probably not. I think this is where we play Viktor, we'll bank the 2. Next turn, we'll play the Boom Baboon, we'll play the Flame Chompers. Maybe we'll play Gringblade Duo. I thought we were going to be like one short on our spacing. It might be better just to get the extra Hex Core onto Viktor, though. Roll the dice, see how fast we can hit Fury. Right away. God, I'm good at this game. Just hitting the worst one time after time. Watching our opponents just nail lifesteal when we're in the burn 'em out phase. That's pretty choice. This could be a little scary, right? If he drops another Roiling Sands to double load up the Xerath, and this kind of sucks, but we're fine. We hit elusive though. Do we ever pivot away from this Flame Chompers line? Spin of mana crystals for that. Okay.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Okay. Rip Lulu. So the way this turn's going to go, we're going to play the Baboon. We're going to play the Flame Chompers. We're going to Lulu boost the Flame Chompers into Xerath. We can give Lulu Quick Attack if we want. I was really intent on giving the Baboon Quick Attack when he didn't have a 2-3 on the board, but I guess we can Quick Attack the Lulu, or we can just level her up, right? So if we say do this, Lulu, Flame Chompers here, hook in Xerath onto the Flame Chompers. Now Lulu's going to be a 4-3, right? Because we're getting the double boost. Okay. I'm convinced.
Just like the Yellow Flip said.
Listen to me.
Sure. You're gonna get yourself a flip to Xerath, my dude. I believe in you.
Not in my city.
Okay. We're gonna run into Spirit Fire. I got ultra tilted. Just playing some standard games in one of my previous days. Some Sun Disc aficionado dropped a Spirit Fire on me, just annihilated everything. Who plays this shit? Where does that come from? Got him. Okay. We got an opportunity here. Got an opportunity to get back to 50-50. Feel a lot better if we do. No guarantees, but feels good. I'm getting that blood flowing again. My injury here. At least it's not on my mouse hand, right? I probably couldn't make these videos for months if I didn't have a good mouse hand with my LORN. All right, so what are we doing here? We did get a pretty decent Green Glade Duo fast draw. Should be okay against the likes of Lee Sin, Action Lee Sin. This should be kind of like a Lee Sin go tall deck. And we're just going to try and plow through it with the elusives. And so we'll hang on to the Duo on... interesting. And so now that you pick up Lulu, we have some different options. You can play the Baboon on 2 and then burst the Flame Chompers. Can even protect Lulu. God, we got to come up with the options again. We're not going to deal with action now. I think this is fine. We'll play the Baboon. We'll play Lulu. If we need to burst her through next turn or ghost her through next turn, I'm not opposed to it, but we'll just have to see. I don't think this style deck plays like a ton of big units, but it's not unreasonable to think he won't have like Ancient Preparations plus a Shapestone to take her down, and I would like to get a second attack out of Lulu.
Well, this isn't the point.
So wild, right? She's a 3/3. It's our little Yordle friend in the face of action. I guess his arms aren't as big as Forge Chief's arms. Like, makes him feel bad. He goes to the gym and Forge Chief is there. She just has bigger arms than action. But I can respect that, dog. Off we go. So this is we aren't like doing it here, but this is one of those kind of lines I was talking about earlier, as to where, say we did start with the Green Glade Duo. So we played a Green Glade Duo on 1, Lulu on 2. And then say we still just make the same play to where we discard the Flame Chompers, but just to get some attackers on board, right? That does still let us like chunk in for 7 damage and get us pretty close to burn range on the following turn. All right.
Must be nice living off stolen coin.
Humanity is obsolete.
No blocks. I want to get my elusive damage in. Watch my ballistic bot grow. So much going on. Second Baboon. How do we feel about that? I think we're... I mean, opponent's at 17, but it feels like we're just in face damage mode at this point. Let's do this. We can play it a little slow. Let's start with the Daring. He plays Lee Sin. Not a ton we can do about Lee Sin. We can, like, hook him out of combat and protect our Lulu that way. I think this is okay. We lose out on an ignition this way, but we get to chunk in with a bunch of damage from our elusives. He goes for the unit. I don't like this. So take him to 10. We could get in for an extra 3 with Lulu if we want. Why does she do this? Look at this. We highlight Lulu and she gets the elusive marker on her. Like, why? Come on, Riot. Small indie company. Why do things like this happen? Small indie company. All right. We'll see if we can't finish this one off with a Windfare Hatchling on our next attack. Brutal. That sucks so much. All right. Okay, well, we're still making Windfare Hatchling plays next turn. Should be able to do it. We're going to lose a Lulu here. That's okay.
Center your spirit.
Yep, that tasted purple.
That tasted purple. All right, Windfarer Hatchling, can you do it for us? You've been a turd all day. I feel like this is your time to shine. Look at all them stats.
Conflict is all in the mind.
So it would be the worst if he like concussive palms us right now. Like if he doesn't concussive palm us right now, I feel like we probably just come out and win the game. So we can hit for 7 elusive, and then he can definitely like just block the rest of our units, which is not good. But do we want to get this Vagabond off the board? Like this is happening 100%. This is happening 100%. He can't kill the Ballistic Bot. I think it's okay. He gets to trade the Vagabond for the Boom Baboon. Okay.
I will not hold back.
We should be able to like refill our board much easier than he can refill his board. So I think that's fine. How close is he to flipping? He's definitely going to flip next turn. So this is going to come down to whether or not he can big combo us with Lee Sin. That feels like a big ask. Yep. Like plays the payday. He needs him to go up to 8 attack. Yeah, 8. So say he hits like, I guess it's not that hard to do if he hits +2 attack on the Lucky Find and then has a combat trick in his hand. Spell Shield feels like a win. Now, are we in a space to where if he hooks our, say, Windfarer Hatchling, can we Mystic Shot it and get out of this combat? That cancels the Dragon Kick, right?
Arda's gonna make a meal of
Oh, does not look like that's what his intent is for us here. But potential way to get out of this.
My lands need me. Prepare yourself.
Only takes us to 7. Wow. Okay. Ask me, Bust, are you impressed? No, I am not. I am not. I thought we'd just lose that game like 100% of the time.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
Scores to settle, books to kill. You know how it is.
All right. Go at him, elusives. Do your thing. See if we got to face more quicksands and stuff. Nope. All right. Market a W for Bust. We did it. Okay. Got ourselves back to 4-4. Not bad. Not bad. Little bit of a shaky start there. But at the end of the day, getting up to that 50-50 mark. And so we can pull it back up and talk about it a little bit more. Like I don't think this is by any means the be all end all of top ladder decks, but I think the idea is still good. And this is another one of these decks to where it might be like a kind of like a card or two away in the future of being a real thing. Like if they print like another good elusive, or if they print another good like support unit or something, can definitely have some potential there. I think what would like realistically make it pop off is another 0 mana or a 1 mana discard card, right? The way that this deck really does the ultimately powerful things in terms of having Lulu is when you have the burst out Flame Chompers. So you play just Boom Baboon on 2, Lulu on 3, and then you do something to get a Flame Chompers down also on turn 3. Poro Cannon's the only way that you can do that now, but if there is another discard card that would let you do that, would just super pop off, and being able to play this deck with 3 Baboons and 3 Flame Chompers and that discard stuff like that. But we did at least run into some of the downsides of this as well. In terms of like the mana and stuff, it's tough with like Windfarer Hatchling, right? Drawing it in multiples is usually pretty bad. It did save us in that last game there, but The games tend to not go that late, and so it may not be as strong. We did run into some games where Viktor was just a little bit too slow. This might be a world to where Viktor should just be Zed. And then if you're just going to have Viktor be Zed, then why aren't you just playing the Demacia based rally style deck, Bang Bros, if you will? Then you do run into some of these awkward draws as to where, okay, well, I've drawn like, a Ballistic Bot Viktor, I've drawn Greenglade Duo Young Witch. How do I manage this? Do I just want to mulligan away half of it and really focus in on the elusives? Do I want to just focus in on the augment? Do I mulligan nothing and just see if opponent picks off a piece of it? Those draws ultimately feel pretty bad. And there are things I really don't like about a deck. It feels like we're half-assing it at that point, and we really want to be whole-assing our deck. And so that's where I don't really have the answer. It's like maybe Ballistic Bot Viktor doesn't belong, or maybe the Greenglade Duo and friends don't belong in terms of the elusives. I'm not exactly sure, but it does feel like something is just a little bit off. But it could be an interesting deck to consider if you're going into a tournament lineup and you want to just bring a lineup full of elusives, or if you're going into a tournament lineup and say you want to play Viktor but you're using Riven somewhere else, or say you want to play the other combos. I was trying to think you're not playing Vi anywhere else, and so there's not too many other combos out there. Like if you really like Action Viktor but you want to play Action Sivir or something, then sure, maybe this is another pairing for Viktor or something. But it ultimately feels like there's just better things that you could be doing. But I don't know. Maybe you need it for your quests, right? You got to get that prismatic chest or something. You need something to play. It's not a bad deck to take out there in those terms. But that is going to do it for us today. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. You maybe learned how to cut your bread a little bit better. Maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.